After the positive Q4 earnings call, Palantir's share price increased by more than 45% in the following few days. So now, let's see what was discussed in this earnings call. CEO Alex Karp started the earnings call by asserting that in 2023, Palantir experienced significant growth in the US commercial segment. The growth accelerated in the fourth quarter, and the commercial business achieved a milestone by surpassing $1 billion in revenue over the last 12 months. Next, he discussed AIP, the Assisted Intelligence Platform. AIP's addressable market expanded, and this is the key factor that propels companies' growth and is viewed as just the beginning of the journey to capture the large commercial market. Also, new customer archetypes are emerging due to AIP, as proven by potential customers who attend bootcamps and swiftly sign enterprise contracts afterwards. For example, an American cable television provider closed a nearly $3 million deal simply after a LinkedIn cold outreach, followed by a 5-day bootcamp and an enterprise agreement, all within the last quarter. AIP is also driving conversions of ongoing pilots. For instance, a large American consumer packaged goods company, after a 2-year prospecting effort, converted a pilot including AIP into a 5-year, $19 million contract in December. AIP is also impacting the international commercial business. It is solidifying partnerships with existing customers, notably in continental Europe, leading to contract renewals with Novartis, one of the largest European vehicle manufacturers, and Swiss Re, an insurance company, each for a 5-year term. And distribution channels are being deepened to seize opportunities in specific regions, with an expansion and extension of the partnership with Fujitsu in the fourth quarter. This enables the Japanese company to bring AIP and data integration capabilities to their global client base. Moving on, here's what COO Shaiman Sankar added about AIP. AIP and Foundry exceed expectations by elegantly integrating humans, software, and AI to deliver operational outcomes quickly, emphasizing end-to-end value creation. For example, a recent 2-day bootcamp with a construction, engineering, and architecture company resulted in a production-ready use case that delivered $10 million in savings. As this example shows, Palantir's platforms prioritize tools over tuning, transforming business processes instead of seeking small insights. Also, AIP's versatility and potential were shown by nearly 200 use cases that have been developed through various bootcamps. There is strong emphasis on data integration within the AIP, which expands the complexity of decision-making by incorporating data from various data sources, like video conferences, incident response calls, Slack rooms, PDFs, images, videos, and audios. This multimodal approach is important because key data are often found in unconventional sources like conversations that employees have, conference calls, videos of the factory floor, or images of various sites. And Palantir software is powerful because it exploits the idea that the truth is frequently outside traditional ERP systems or specific applications. Next, the management team discussed Palantir's 2 revenue segments, government and commercial. In the US government segment, active management spans all theaters of crisis and conflict, particularly in response to great power competition. Despite this, Q4 results of the US government appear muted, partly attributed to the continuing resolution and the timing of potential large contract awards. By leveraging the strength of on-the-ground work and functional software solutions, management's expectations are high for the re-acceleration of this government business in 2024 due to the following factors. First, this segment has been driven not only by traditional acquisition, but also by proactive investments to meet emergent needs predicted years in advance. For example, the U.S. Department of Defense is increasing investments with a focus on deploying solutions on the battlefield, as the United States faces conflicts in 3 theaters at the same moment. Also, initiatives like Mission Manager drive innovation in engagement model with the government and the defense industrial base. Next, regarding the international government side, Palantir was chosen by the National Health Service, a UK healthcare system, to deliver a federal data platform, securing a consumption-based contract with £330 million to improve patient care and reduce administrative burden. The NHA trusts using Palantir software has successfully reduced care backlogs. For example, At the Chelsea and Westminster NHS Foundation Trust, the inpatient waiting list decreased by 28%, and cancelled operation due to missed pre-operative assessments fell by half. Also, funding from a partner nation in Eastern Europe had a significant impact on the international government results in the fourth quarter. Recent world events and global conflicts underscore the importance of Palantir's mission, with the company dedicating itself to upholding founding principles and supporting allies during current events. For instance, Palantir held a board meeting in Tel Aviv, Israel, and announced a strategic partnership to supply the Israeli Defense Ministry with technology. Next, the management team claimed that Palantir is currently undergoing a transformative moment similar to Amazon.com to AWS, making first-party technology supporting the largest scale for third parties to build on and succeed. Core software products such as Gotham, Gaia, and Meta Constellation are well known, but there is now a focus on commercializing software infrastructure. This includes platforms like Apollo, developed over 20 years to enable hundreds of development teams to independently release 2,500 products and services. Also, Palantir Government Web Services is positioned as compelling in defense tech landscape, providing a capital and time-efficient means for both new entrants and incumbents to access the market. In an era where $100 billion has been invested by VCs into defense tech since 2021, this aims to enable companies to compete on quality rather than their skills to navigate bureaucratic challenges of the US government. Beyond defense tech, an extended set of capabilities known as Mission Manager is designed to address the needs expressed by government PMs. Palantir positions itself as a software integrator, focusing on a more significant market opportunity in Mission Manager and government web services over the long term, compared to command and control, intelligence, and data platforms alone. Palantir seeks to assist the defense industry base, optimizing process to generate margin opportunities while also collaborating with new entrants to integrate Foundry as their production software from day zero. Furthermore, as great power competition with China remains a top concern, Palantir continues to invest in expanding its presence in the ally nations. The monetization of these efforts will take time as DoD slowly shifts from hardware to software. For example, in 2024, the Army will spend only 0.015% of its budget on command and control software, but this portion will certainly increase in the coming years. The DoD's long-term shift from hardware to software is in its early stage, so Palantir's business opportunity here has a long runway. Moving on to the US commercial segment, it experienced a bombastic 70% year-over-year growth, including 100 contracts of $1 million plus, 37 contracts of $5 million plus, and 21 contracts larger than $10 million. The convergence of product improvement, enhanced charisma, and accessibility driven by developments in AI and LLMs contributed to this success, making Foundry more approachable to a broader market. The customer interest in Palantir is met at AIP bootcamps, with over 500 sessions conducted in the second half of previous year versus just 92 pilots conducted 2 years ago. These bootcamps have proven effective in compressing sales cycles and accelerating new customer acquisition, leading to a 22% sequential rise in Q4 for US commercial, compared to just 12% and 4% in Q3 and Q2. So Palantir is currently focusing on intensifying efforts to convert AIP bootcamps into enterprise deals, and accelerating rate of bootcamps with current and potential customers. Take a look at these stats. The number of US commercial deals with a TCV of $1 million plus more than doubled year over year in Q4. Second, US commercial TCV on a dollar-weighted duration basis increased by 107% year over year. And third, several significant deals were signed in the last quarter, including those exceeding $25 million with major companies in car rental, telecommunications, and biotechnology. And fourth, additional deals over $10 million were secured with notable entities in various sectors. A unique selling proposition is presented to potential clients, urging them to compare their AI efforts of the past with its bootcamp approach, where Palantir runs their data for just 10 hours, yet it is able to provide operationally relevant, commercially valuable results, a process that is significantly faster than traditional approaches. But despite this, there are caveats such as Many in Europe are choosing not to engage in AI revolution fast enough, and other societal concerns with AI. Internally, Palantir is rebuilding its system to cope with the demand, especially including stronger and more aggressive sales force. Now, let's see Palantir's end-of-the-year financial and operational results. On a TTM basis, the total customer count at 497 was up 35% year-over-year, and commercial customer count was 375, up 44% year-over-year. And average TTM revenue per Palantir's top 20 customers was $55 million, which is up 11% from a year ago. So the total number of customers are increasing, as well as revenue per customer. Next, commercial business brought in $284 million, up 32% year-over-year. And within this, US revenue was $131 million, which is up 70%. And government business revenue was $324 million, up 11% year-over-year. Hence, the total revenue was $608 million, which is up 20% year-over-year. Moving on to expenses, the total operating expense was $434 million, up only 2.8% year-over-year. And within this, R&D expense was $109 million, up 33% year-over-year. And this makes the fourth consecutive quarter of profitability, and Palantir's operating income was $65.8 million, up from a loss of about $18 million a year ago. Although the absolute profit amount is still very small compared to its highly valued stock, the growth trajectory is definitely appealing to growth investors. For the fiscal year of 2023, cash flow from operations was $720 million, up significantly from last year's just $233 million. As a result, Palantir had an adjusted free cash flow of $730 million, up almost 300% year-over-year. And CEO claimed that for 2024, as a result of sustained and growing profitability, Palantir is now seeing a path towards $800 million to $1 billion in adjusted free cash flow. Now, let's take a look at three important discussions in the Q&A section. First, the generative AI acted as a reset button for many companies' IT spending and planning. And this allowed Palantir to collaborate closely with IT departments to redefine the map and architecture for delivering operational use cases to various customers. Currently, there is a cultural shift in the US where IT professionals are focused on delivering business value quickly through tangible, revenue-driving results, making them allies rather than adversaries of the executives. Second, regarding Palantir's software superiority to the prime US government contractors, who historically focus on hardware, are not adapting to software. Palantir management claim that this transition is very positive to Palantir because its unique strength lies in their ability to invest, mutate, and manage software independently of procurement actions, ensuring that software is ahead of what the DoD currently requires. For example, software is deployed for various operations, such as the Afghanistan non-combatant evacuation operations, and in Ukraine war and the current crisis in CENTCOM. Palantir's big picture core thesis emphasizes the significance of effective software in a disjointed and violent world, suggesting that these conditions create Pareto optimal situations. CEO believes that Palantir possesses the best software globally, asserting that its critical role in dangerous environments. He claimed that the increasing danger and real-world challenges will require every company globally, regardless of size or industry, to prove the effectiveness of their software through the chaotic situation. Lastly, there is a significant demand and adoption of its AIP platform. The fourth quarter result proved this, and ongoing conversations with customers are happening. And lastly, AIP conferences are enjoying high popularity. However, there are also challenges in handling the overwhelming demand for bootcamps, which signals a need for rebuilding the company to scale fast enough to meet this demand. In response, they will make efforts to recruit and hire employees, including encouraging personnel in Germany and France to relocate to the US. Okay, that's it for today's update on Palantir. On top of very good result, the management really wanted to get across that despite these successes, Palantir has only scratched the surface of a very large addressable market. So I will keep track of this company, and if you want to keep up with the updates, please hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys.